So now what I'd like to do is walk you through what it is you would need to do to get set up after you've modified a webcam to be able to see infrared light. What we've done is we've installed the most current version of FaceTracknoIR. Since FreeTrack is no longer being supported, what we've found is that there is a patch or a file that you can use to bring in point tracking or LED detection tracking, so that now you can interface infrared LED light rather than just using the face recognition technology of FaceTracknoIR. It's a great interface. It's pretty easy to set up. I was able to get mine fairly functional within just a few minutes, but it does take a little bit of testing and trial and error. So here what we're looking at is the interface. You would just make a profile or have a save set of or a set of settings. You would go down to point tracker or select your source of how it is going to be tracking and choose point tracker 1.1 or whatever the most current version is. Within the settings here though, this is where you'll find a lot of the most useful information about your camera. You'll select the camera that you want, any tweaks or adjustments you want to make to how it is seeing you. The model that you'll be using is very important. Clip is basically meaning a vertical oriented set of lights on the side of your head, like with a set of headphones. We're going to be using a cap, and then you would just measure out in millimeters how far each LED is and what orientation that they have here. That way the computer can have a better idea of understanding where those points of light are in space and interpolate that into movement. Then the only other thing left to do is to begin testing or go ahead and hit start. So what I usually do first is put the cap on my head and orient it right at the camera that's up here. I can see my reflection in it, so that way I know that I'm looking right at it. You press start. And over here in this part of the screen, you're going to be seeing 3 points of light. That means the LEDs are being detected and it can see them. If I cover one up, it doesn't see it. But when I let go, it detects it again and it puts a red cross on it, meaning that it sees it and it's using that as data to interpolate as motion. To test it, in the top left, you'll see a picture of a guy, and it's actually like a faceplate that will turn and rotate and move as you turn and rotate and move. So we see it tracking it, and it's moving that face in the orientations that are desired. Unfortunately, these are some of the older LEDs that have what we call a narrow field of sight. They're only about 80 degrees, meaning that if you were to draw a triangle out from them, it would only be about 80 degrees, that it would actually be visible light. LEDs that we're using now for our projects are 130, so nearly double that field of view, which is really good, meaning that you can turn your head or move it around in a lot of different directions, and the camera will still be able to see infrared light and interpolate that into movement.